Welcome to Math with John, Math Identities and how they apply to natural number arithmetic. Natural numbers are the positive integers. Arithmetic includes addition and multiplication of positive integers along with subtraction, but only when a smaller positive integer is subtracted from a larger one. If you subtract a number from itself, you get 0, which is not a natural number. If you subtract a larger integer from a smaller one, you get a negative number, also not a natural number. So there is less to say about subtraction at this time, and subtraction will be discussed in detail when the full set of integers is discussed. The addition and multiplication discussions will heavily focus on the commutative, associative, and distributive properties. The assumption is that people have mostly memorized the addition and multiplication tables up to 10 and preferably up to 12 or even 15. Later videos will discuss the following topics: exponents, squares and higher powers, also their inverses like square roots of perfect squares and cube roots of perfect cubes. Finally, factoring numbers into their prime factors will be a video all by itself. Natural number mathematics includes a fair amount of material. For mathematical properties, let's start with the commutative properties of addition and multiplication. The idea behind these properties is that numbers can be added or multiplied in any order. First, we have the two-variable version, where x plus y is equal to y plus x, and related is true for multiplication. The extended versions state that numbers can be added or multiplied in any order and that the answers will always be the same. For the extended version, I just took two different ways of ordering the four variables and put plus signs in between the variables in one equation and multiplication signs in the other. The statements would be true for any order. Add or multiply numbers in the order that is easiest for you. In the example of 64 plus 85 plus 36, first adding to numbers that sum up to 100 shows that addition can sometimes be more easily be done by combining the numbers in a different order. The 3 times 12 times 4 example is just a multiplication version. First multiply 4 times 3 to get 12, and then multiply the two 12s together to get 12 squared, or 144. Associative properties. This is kind of an extension of the commutative properties, numbers that can be added or multiplied in any order. For the addition example, adding 8 plus 2 first makes the problem easier to compute. In the second example, well, you get 36 regardless of which multiplication you do first. Precedence. Multiplication takes precedence over addition. This has the consequence of many equations turning into multiple chunks of mathematics separated by plus or minus signs. Solving the problem means simplifying each chunk to find a way to combine the chunks by adding or subtracting them. Equation 8 is a computation problem that has 3 chunks of mathematics. Each chunk is 3 numbers multiplied together. First, multiplications have to be done, and as they are done, additions can happen. In going from line 8 to line 9, in each chunk, I have rearranged the numbers and added parentheses to indicate which numbers will be multiplied first. Line 9 to 10 is just multiplying 2 times 2 to be equal 4 twice, and 5 times 2 to be equal 10. The hard part of this problem is to make sure to copy the step correctly. Many mistakes on the copy each step accurately part. From 10 to 11 is multiplying numbers. If this is not automatic, then go over the routine of drilling the multiplication tables. Math is hard enough without being unsure of fundamental addition and multiplication facts. 12 plus 28 nicely adds up to a multiple of 10, so I rearrange the numbers being added up so that this addition is first. Steps 13 and 14 are adding up numbers, one addition at a time. Practice technique. If the last problem is difficult for you, then make up one problem that is about as complicated as this example. Do it in 3 different ways. You should get the same answer each time. If not, then review your work, possibly getting someone else to look at it to see where you messed up. Redo until you get the same correct answer each time. Distributive properties. The distributive properties, really one property just forward and backwards, are the first property with addition and multiplication interacting in the same equation. The first equation demonstrates one way to compute the expression a times x plus y, which is different than the standard way of adding x plus y first since it is in parentheses. The second equation is factoring out a common factor from the two numbers being added together. The first number set of equations starts with 35, breaks it down into 14 plus 21, two multiples of 7. It then demonstrates equation 2 by factoring 7 out of each of these chunks. Then add up 2 plus 3 to get 5, and multiply 7 by 5 to get back to where we started. The second number set of equations demonstrates the first equation with the step 7 times 10 plus 4 being equal to 7 times 10 plus 7 times 4. Pause the video to go over each little step. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.